You know that you need to have an abandoned checkout flow set up. I've already created videos about that, but you also need to have an abandoned cart flow, and the two are not the same, even though you might think that if you have been using Klaviyo for a while because of the way that their standard templates is set up. So let's jump into it. Now, the difference between an abandoned checkout flow and an abandoned cart flow is to do with the trigger. So the standard abandoned cart reminder is actually an abandoned checkout reminder because it uses this trigger, which is checkout started. And if you click on the metric, you can see how often that particular event is fired. Now, what you need is another metric to be activated in your Klaviyo called added to cart. Now, if you've got a WooCommerce store or you're using Post with the integration that we give to our clients, then you'll have this added to cart event firing. But if you have a Shopify store, then you are going to need to do some additional configuration to the theme of your store so that you can start picking up this event and be able to use that in a separate flow. Klaviyo have written an article about what you need to do here, and it depends on what kind of theme you have and how the add to cart button behaves when someone clicks on it as to how you should do it. There's 3 different options, so you've got to go through this article and add in the necessary code. And then once you've done that, you'll start picking up some data. The easiest way to then create an abandoned cart flow as opposed to an abandoned checkout flow is by duplicating. So if you click on the 3 dots and you go clone, you can then clone and you can use the added to cart event and clone the flow. The way that the flow works is going to be very similar in both of them with just a couple of differences, which I'll take you through now. So as you can see, the trigger is now set to when someone adds to cart. So they've clicked the add to cart button and now they've added something to their cart. So let's have a look at the flow filters. So we've got placed order 0 times. They've not been in the flow in the last 14 days. We also need to add started checkout 0 times since starting the flow. We need to do that because we've already got our abandoned checkout flow to handle that for us. Now with the wait time, make that less than your abandoned checkout flow because it's that way the two aren't going to be potentially firing at the same time. If you did have it set for 4 hours, we could change it to 2 hours. Now in the email itself, you will need to reconfigure this product block so that it works with the variables that go with the added to cart event and not with the started checkout event. That will be the subject of another video, or you need to get some help from a Klaviyo expert to fix it for you. So run an abandoned checkout flow, but also make sure that you run an abandoned cart flow because depending on what sort of business you have, we find that somewhere between 25 to over 50% of people actually add to cart but don't end up making it to the checkout, so they don't end up being picked up by the abandoned checkout flow, but they will get picked up by the abandoned cart flow. And if you want to learn how you can always make sure that your subject lines look good when you're using a template tag in Klaviyo to show someone's name, then have a look at this video over here, and I'll catch you in the next one.